Good morning, everyone. So today we will discuss the answers to the music test. Remember, this test no, is not graded. No, its only purpose is to check your prior knowledge about the topics you will study this midterm or this quarter. Now, as we go through each question, listen carefully to the explanations. So if your answer is different, that is okay. This simply means no, that these are areas no, um, these are the areas no, that we will be focused no, on your upcoming lessons. So again, I will not explain it deeper because we will discuss it anyway. So let's start. Number one, a gardener notices that some plants in his garden produce seeds while others produce spores. So how do plants reproduce to ensure survival? A. Through seeds and spores. B. By producing offsprings to inherit traits. C. By sexual and asexual methods, depending on the species. D. Through specialized structure like flowers, cones, or sporongia. The answer is letter C, bisexual and asexual methods, depending on the species. Now, plants are reproduced in different ways. Now, some plants reproduce sexually through seeds, which form after fertilizations, and others also reproduce asexually through spores, runners, or cuttings, no? Or other methods. And the methods depends on the type of plant and its adaptation to the environment. So one of the example for this is a mango tree produce seeds, while fern mo ipakabantay mo ang fern, you try to observe for fern, ang ilang seeds ana is naluyo sa ilahang um, dahon. So fern reproduce through spores. Okay. Again, the answer for this is bisexual and asexual methods depending on the species. Number two, a mother observes her kitten growing from newborn to an adult. So why does development occur differently in plants and animals? Again, a mother observes her kitten growing from a newborn to an adult. Why does development occur differently in plants and animals? Is it A, cells divide and differentiate? B, growth patterns follows genetic instructions? C, development depends on the type of organisms and environmental factors? D, plants have meristems while animals have organs and tissues guiding a growth. So the answer is letter C. Development depends on the type of organisms and environmental factors. Now, both plants and animals now grow cell division. We already know about that, right? And but their development is very different because animals develop no organs and body systems, while plants grow continuously through meristems. And environmental factors also one to consider, no? Environmental factors such as light, water, and temperature they will the factors that affects the development of a plant. Again, the answer is development depends on the type of organisms and environmental factors. Number three, a farmer feeds his cows and waters his crop daily. So how do plants and animals obtain nutrients? A. Absorb, ingest, or ingest food. B. Take in necessary materials for energy and growth. C. Plants use roots, animals or digestive systems. Or D. Nutrients are acquired through photosynthesis, ingestion, or absorption depending on the organisms. So the answer is letter D. Nutrients are acquired through photosynthesis, ingestion, or absorption depending on the organisms. Because no plants make their own food through through photosynthesis using the sunlight and also carbon dioxide and water. And animals, on the other hand, must ingest food and digest it in order to survive or in order to have a growth or obtain nutrients like us. And and these different methods allows organisms to obtain energy, materials for growth. And for example, for this, sunflower, well, sunflower makes its own food while cows eat grasses. Next one, number four. In a pond, a fish and an aquatic plant both live submerged in a water. So why do they perform gas exchange differently? So if there is a two subject, which is the fish and the aquatic plant. So giunsa daw pag-exchange? Why is it they perform gas exchange differently? Is it A, through diffusion, B, exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, C, fish use gills, plants use stomata or diffusion, or D, gas exchange mechanism vary due to their structure and environment? So the answer for this is letter D, because now both fish and plant exchange gases. Oh, both of them exchange gases. But their structures no, are different. Of course, fish and aquatic plant, that is very different. Its structure is very different. So fish use gills no, to take in oxygen from water and release carbon dioxide. And aquatic plants, on the other hand, may exchange gases through diffusion or specialized openings like stomata. So depends, the mechanism depends no, on the organism's structure and habitat. So it depends on the its structure of the organisms. And for example, frogs lahi sa sila ka maagi sa ilang pag-exchange sa oxygen. The same sa aning fish and also the aquatic plant. Next, blood flows in rabbit veins and sap flows in the tree trunk. So how is transport or circulation achieved in animals and plants? Is it A, by fluid movement, B, by circulation, distribution of nutrients and gases, C, animals use blood vessels, plants use xylem and phloem, D, transport mechanisms vary in structure and function to meet the organism's needs? So the answer is letter D. Transport mechanisms vary in structure and function to meet the organism's need. Now, animals use blood and blood vessels to transport oxygen, nutrients, and waste, just like that. But plants, of course, use xylem to carry water. Again, when we talk about xylem, it carries water and minerals and waters and minerals. And phloem, it transports the food. No? Phloem, food. So, ang i-transfer sa phloem, food. Pero sa xylem, water and minerals. So, although the systems are different, they both perform the same function of distributing materials throughout the organisms. Again, the answer is transport mechanisms vary in structure and function to meet the organism's need. Next number. A camel survives in a desert while a cactus stores water. So why is regulation of body fluids important? It is very important because is it A, maintains balance, B, homeostasis prevents dehydration, salt imbalance or cellular damage, C, animals and plants adjust fluids to survive stress, or controls water and salt level. Is it A, B, C, or D? So the answer is letter B. Homeostasis prevents dehydration, salt imbalance, or cellular damage. Now, in terms of regulation of body fluids, no, it is very important because it maintains the balance inside us or inside the organisms. So animals like camels, no, they conserve water. Yes, so, as you observe, camels no is more likely makita nimo sa mga places nga kanang init jud kayo, so parang sarang uwan. While plants, no, like cactus, no, they store the water. And these adaptations help them survive in extreme environments by maintaining proper external condition. So again, homeostasis prevents dehydration, salt imbalance, or cellular damage. Next number. A student tests the heart rate of a frog and a sunflower's response to light. So how do chemical nervous controls differ in plants and animals? Is it A, chemical signals, B, nervous or hormonal regulation, C, chemical messenger coordinate activities in animals like nervous and endocrine, and plants is hormonal. D, animals respond rapidly via nerves, plants respond slowly via hormones. So the answer is letter C. Chemical messengers coordinate activities in animals through the nervous and endocrine, and plants in hormonal. So animals use both the nervous system and hormones to control the body activities. And the nervous signals, no, this they are fast, while hormonal signals are slower. So plants do not have nerves, of course, but they use chemical hormones to control growth and response to stimuli. So, for example, human releases adrenaline during danger, while in plants, they it releases hormones to bend toward light. As you can see, sunflowers mostly makita mo mag-face na sila sa sun. It's because of the hormones released to bend towards the light. Okay, number 8. Next number. A gardener notices some plants resist fungal infection and a child recovers from a cold. So how do immune systems protect organisms? Is it A, fight pathogens, detect, B, detect and respond to foreign invaders? C, animals have white blood cells, plant produce chemicals. The immune systems vary structurally and functionally to defend against disease. So the answer is of course, letter D. Immune systems vary structurally and functionally to defend against diseases. So animals they have complex immune systems with white blood cells and antibodies. So plants, they do not have immune cells, but they produce chemicals that can kill or stop pathogens. So both systems protect the organisms from infections. So they both have different um, immune systems. So since plants kay mo produce sila og mga chemicals, while animals um, animals have these white cells or antibodies na mo-protect sa mga pathogens if may mga invaders. So again, the answer is immune systems vary structurally and functionally to defend organisms disease. Next, a student observes a cat pulling its paw away from a hot stove and a sunflower turning to the sun. So why are sensory and motor mechanisms important? Is it A, these mechanisms allow organisms to interact with their surroundings for survival? B, responds to changes in environment. C, animals use nerves and muscles. Plants use growth and chemical signals. Or D, detect stimuli. So the answer is letter A. These mechanisms allow organisms to interact with their surroundings for survival. Now, organisms now must detect and respond to changes in the environment. And animals now use nerves and muscles for quick responses such as pulling away from the heat. Or when we talk about plants, they respond through the growth or chemical signals such as katong sunflower, which turning towards sunlight. So these responses help them survive because na plants, like sunflowers, they really need, their reproduction, their exchange of gases is through their part of their flower, na nasa parts of flower. That's why nga bend sila toward because of the release of the chemicals. So again, the answer is these mechanisms allow organisms to interact with their surroundings for survival. Number 10. A person exercises and their body temperature rises. So how do animals regulate body temperature? Is it A, sweating or painting, panting? B, adjust metabolism and blood flow. C, structures like skin, fur, or fat aid regulation. D, homeostatic mechanisms maintain temperature within a safe range. Is it A, B, or C, or D? The answer is letter D. Homeostatic mechanisms maintain temperature within a safe range. So animals regulate their body temperature to keep it stable, not just like us humans. And one of these activities is to sweating, no, sweating or adjusting blood flow, not to help release or conserve heat. So these processes maintain proper internal condition for body functions. So again, the answer is homeostatic mechanisms maintain temperature within a safe range. So for example, humans no sweat when it is hot, and dogs pant no to cool down. So of course, ang answer is not letter A, since ang ipangutana diri how do animals regulate body temperature. That's why the answer is letter D, because it explains no how. So the homeostatic, again, mechanisms maintain temperature within a safe range. 11. A freshwater fish moves between different water salinities. Why is osmotic balance necessary? So is it A, maintains water levels, B, controls solute concentration in cells, C, animals and plants adjust fluids to prevent cell damage, or D, osmoregulations allows organisms to survive in varying environments? The answer is letter D. Osmoregulations allows organisms to survive in varying environments. Because, actually guys, osmotic balance, this controls the amount of water and solutes in a cells. No? So fish moving between different salinities, they must adjust their internal balance to prevent cells from swelling or shrinking. So this process is called osmoregulation. Now, talking about the swelling and shrinking, nung nasa na siya sa mga plants, kanang kabantay mo sa plants nga mo laya, shrink na sila. Pero mag-swell na sila, manang ang plants is himsog tanan or crush siya. And that is because of the trigger pressure. So again, the answer is osmoregulation allows organisms to survive in varying or environments. Next, a gardener waters plants and notices leaves wilt in heat. Now, how do plants maintain steady internal water levels? Is it A, close the stomata, B, plant structures process regulate water to maintain turgor and metabolic function, C, use root pressure, transpiration, and osmotic balance, or D, transport water via xylem? So the answer is letter B. No, I already mentioned it sa previous item. No, na siya trigger pressure. So again, the answer is plant structure and processes regulate water to maintain trigger and metabolic function, because again, plants no they control water levels through several processes. So daghan kini siya nga process. And one of that is that root absorbs water. So again, xylems transport it, and the stomata regulates the water loss. So how does the stomata regulate it? So by closing it. And this processes maintains turgor pressure, which it keeps no the plant upright or functioning or kanang tanaw ninyo siya kay himsog. Kasabot ana is because of the turgor pressure. Next one, next number 13. A child eats a sugary snack and their blood glucose rises. So how do animals maintain steady glucose levels? Is it A, hormonal feedback loops maintain glucose for energy and prevent hyper or hypoglycemia? B, hormones regulate sugar. C, the pancreas release signals to cells. And D, insulin and glucagon. So the answer is letter A. Hormonal feedback loops maintain glucose for energy and prevent hyper and hypoglycemia. So, in animals, no, the blood glucose, in animals, ang blood glucose levels no they are regulated no by the hormones. Insulins, no, and the other hand, insulins lower blood sugar, while glucagon, they raises it. So these hormones work in feedback loop to keep glucose at a stable level of energy. No, for example, us humans. So if we try to eat more sugars, of course, no, naay mo release sa tuang, our pancreas will release an insulin to lower our blood sugar. So ato ni siya ang atong mga blood sugar or ang atong mga glucose nga atong nakaon kay hipuson to siya. But if magkulang ganita og magkulang ta og sugar sa atong body, of course, the glucagon will raise it. So iya tong ipang-release ang mga glucose nga gipang store ato. So these hormones, no, they are the one nga stable ang atoang system. So they work in a feedback, no, to loop or to keep glucose at stable level for energy. So, when we talk about diabetes, no, one of the causes ana is, for example, kanay mong pancreas will no longer produce insulin because kay mo kapoy na siya no tungod sa sige nimong kaog tamis. That's why we have to also regulate sen. So again, the answer is hormonal feedback loops maintain glucose for energy and prevent hyper or hypoglycemia. Next, a sunflower adjusts its leaf towards sunlight. So why do plants move or grow in response to stimuli? Is it A, to capture light, B, maximize energy absorption, C, growth patterns respond to environmental signals, or D, plant sensory mechanisms detect light, gravity, or touch to optimize survival? So the answer is letter D. So plants responds to environmental stimuli through growth and movements called tropisms. So for example, phototropism causes plants to grow towards light. And anong kung nakalipat ko sa term, itong gitawag nila nga, okay. Gitawag nila gravitrophism. This causes roots to grow downward. So these responses helps plants survive. Katong, for example, katong sunflower, it turns towards the light during the day. Nakabantay mo sa ubang mga plants, no? Kaya ayahang roots kay padung sa downward. So, unsa to siya? Tawag to siya og gravitrophism. So, ang katong sunflower kay phototrophism na to siya. So, it causes the other plants to grow towards the light. But when we talk about gravitrophisms, this causes the roots to grow downward. And we have the answer. D. Plant sensory mechanisms detect light, gravity, or touch to optimize survival. And the last number, we have 15. A person's heart rate increases during running. So how is blood circulation adjusted during the activity? Is it A, heart pumps faster, B, delivers more oxygen, C, blood vessels constrict or dilate as needed, or D, circulatory adjustments maintain oxygen and nutrients supply under varying demands. So nabutang na ako ang answer. So why is it ang answer is the letter D? Because if when a person exercises, kung kabantay mo, mag-exercise mo, mudagan lang mo og pila ka meters, muscles, since muscles needs more oxygen and nutrients, and one of the responsibility of the heart is to pump faster. That's why if you run, since ang muscle can need much of oxygen and nutrients, and we already know that the heart is one of its responsibility is to pump the the heart, or the heart pumps faster or pumps in order to produce, or in order to the blood to flow. So when the blood flows, it delivers oxygen and nutrients. That's why nga if modagan ka, since imong muscle mag oxygen and energy, that's why imong heart is mo pump faster. So that ensures that there is enough oxygen and nutrients nga mo reach sa imong mga active muscles. So again, ang example ani is kanang mudagan ka. So your heart beats faster when you run. And again, the answer is letter D. And that's it. That ends our rationalization for our diagnostic. So again, this diagnostic test will help us identify what you already know about life processes and homeostasis. So hopefully, if nag-answer mo sa diagnostic, wala niyo research or wala niyo AI, not just your own stock knowledge. So if some answers were new to you, that is perfectly fine. So these are the concepts, by the way, that we will study in detail with this quarter. So let us use this as our starting point for deeper learning. So again, that's it. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening.